Hello people to the Qatar Grand Prix round 5 of this prestige series in the BP Racing League. We are here in Qatar. We have just got off the round in China and Shanghai. As you can see, we see all the cars coming out. Qatar being mostly used for MotoGP, making their return to the 2023 calendar this year. Racing in 2021. As you can see, we have a lot of cars, 18 drivers. I'm pretty sure this is a short qualifying. Qatar is a very high-speed track, so we're going to see a lot of cars running at a low downforce setup, but there is also a lot of left turns. A lot of right turns, a lot of left turns. This track isn't suitable. This track isn't made for F1 cars. This track is supposed to be used for MotoGP, but we took a year off of Qatar for the 2022 World Cup. So you can see all the drivers are coming out of the pit lane right now. I think Red Bull won last race. Yeah. So we will see what Red Bull can do. So you can see everybody's want to get their outlap in. Warm up the tires. So I think ASR Matt is gonna go out first. So he's gonna be the first one to start his lap. Maybe his yellow flags in sector 3. ASR Matt, this is his first flying lap in Qatar. Staying on board with ASR Matt. You can see, I think that is the Alpine. No, that's the Aston Martin letting Matt through. Yellow flag in sector 2 as the Aston Martin letting the McLaren pass by. This is throttle control throughout the lap. You can see him tapping on the brakes as we head to the final corner of sector 2 as we head down to sector 3. Purple in sector 2. We're gonna go flat out through these corners. Here, lift a little bit. Lift right. No, you're gonna go flat out. Cars mixed with a lot of downhill, and he validates a lot. That's not good. As Dirk says, the benchmark time of 123.5, 123.6, rounded up. That's not good for ASR Matt. He went second. He went fastest in second sector, but his lap invalidated coming out of the second to last corner. Liam sets a faster tap on 123.3. Hennessy in the Haas sets a faster time of 122.373. A whole second, a second faster than Liam in the McLaren. So I think everybody's gonna be starting their flying lap right now. The Mercedes coming around, going into the second to last corner. Mercedes been looking fast this season, but the drivers have not been in the rhythm this season. Let's see what the Mercedes can do. Reggie is still in the pits, but what will Mercedes put himself in? It's going to be P1. Provisional pole assist at 121.6. About 13 minutes left to go in this short qualifying. We have 5 drivers setting lap times. So yellow flag, sector 1-3, letting the cars pass through. Let's take it on board. Let's see what Noise can do in the Aston Martin. I think last race he retired, but I'm not sure. So second to last corner. What? Oh, almost went over the white line. As we know, if all 4 tires go over the line, that's lap invalidated. So what is going to be for noise in Aston Martin is going to be P6 at 127. That is the slowest time we have so far. I think he might have had an accident during the lap, so that might be why his lap time is so slow.
I'm at the beach.
So about 12 more minutes to go in the session, you can see the Mercedes pitting the provisional pole leader currently right now. This is the Alfa Romeo. As you know, they were I think P3 or P2 last race in Shanghai. After coming off of a bad race start, or not a bad race start, a bad sprint start in Shanghai last week. So we have about 11 more laps to go. Alfa Romeo says fastest in Sector 1, and what can he do in Sector 2? Going strong.
To be honest, it's actually really fast here for the beach part.
Let's see what, as we head over to this mild straight, as you see Sector 2 purple note. Sector 2 of 55, and as we head over to these fast section of corners. Yellow flags in Sector 2 being waved. Alfa Romeo, what can he do? That's not good. Maybe he went a little too low on the speed there on the last corner, but what is it going to be? As we head down to the line, is it going to be in the top 10? It's going to be P7 for Hudson. A 123.9 close to 124. So not a lot of drivers haven't done a lot of time yet, but here is Y2 coming around to the second corner. Y2 invalidates his lap. That's not good for the Alfa Romeo, who I'm pretty sure was in podium position this last race. He's currently last place. So Ferrari says P2, really close to the Mercedes. I think about 3/10 away from getting provisional pole. So we're gonna have to see what happens. I think we have about 9 minutes left. 9 minutes left to set in your times. We have only a lot of drivers. That is the William that's in the gravel. I think he might have spun out unless he's letting the drivers pass through. But the Williams had made contact during last week's race in Shanghai in the sprint. One of the Williams went over the other Williams. Never thought we would see that in that game, but we saw it. So Reggie's currently P13. Curtis, the two Red Bulls, apparently below the top 10. So everybody's gonna be coming to the pits. I think Ferrari might be on the outlap, but you see all the cars coming to the pits. You're gonna need to refuel and recharge their battery. I think all of these cars might come out at the 2-minute mark. These cars are fantastic. You know, after coming off of the 2022 season, the game has definitely improved. The handling of these cars have gotten better. The car models gotten better. Basically, all of the game has basically gotten better. We have Breaking Point 2, um, driver changes. No, I don't know if they're gonna add Daniel Ricciardo and update the liveries and the car model for the cars. Um, but this game has been outstanding just so far, apart from some minor bugs, but that doesn't affect the game too much. But I think, yeah, Reggie's going to go start his first flying lap, but and is he coming around the final two corners? So we're gonna see what he can do. He hasn't set a lap time yet. He's warming up his tires, getting ready for the lap. Reggie coming down on the main straight. This is where DRS is. This is the only DRS zone. DRS could a lot of overtakes could happen here. Coming into the first corner, it might be a little bit of carnage, but let's go on. Let's see what Reggie can do. Reggie doing so good right now. His pace is magnificent. He's gonna come up to the two right-hander, 90-degree corners and two right-handers. See what Reggie can do. Comes in a slightly baked turn as Reggie finishes sector 1, and that his currently time is a 35 as we head down. Drop to fourth gear, yellow flies to sector 3 being waved at us for the Mercedes. Let's head over to this left-right. Reggie doing so good so far as we head down into this straight, overtaking this possible here. Let's head on into the section of right-handers. Yellow, purple in second 2 by Reggie. That's good for the Williams. Reggie's gonna lift right here. A lot of drivers were flat out last time, but they got their lap invalidated. What's Reggie gonna do? Is he gonna be invalidated? Nope. He's gonna head down into the final corner. What is gonna be for Reggie as he brakes for the final corner? Almost as a sausage curve. That could have been a major drastic effect on his lap. For Reggie, DRS open. What is he gonna be for Reggie? It is going to be P5, a 123.2 for Reggie. Above the McLaren but below the Alpine. P5, good job for Reggie as his teammate Dirk, he's currently in P8, a 123.5. So
Hey, Mom, it's gonna be here soon. I'm on the bike. I'm already on the slurp bike.
it's about to be 4 more minutes go until the session ends. So we're gonna have a lot of drivers coming out to finish their, I think there might be their only flying lap because the ASR Matt says a time of 122. I think his last lap got invalidated, so that's not gonna be good for Red Bull. Curtis still hasn't set a time. The Red Bull still needing to set a lap time. As you know, he did very good last race in Shanghai, but we need to see what he can do as he comes out of the pits right now. This might be his only time to be able to set a lap time.
I can't wait to bake you cookies today. I'm gonna make white chocolate macadamia cookies. I'll bring it to you next time, okay? Do you like cheesecake?
As you see, as
Do you like cheesecake?
Curtis is gonna come out of the pits.
Okay, make sure you clean up your stuff because your mom's away. She'll be here probably. Pick it up. She's watching us on the camera.
So the only that haven't set a lap time so far is Curtis and the Aston Martin of LZ9. The slowest time so far is by the Aston Martin of Noise at 127. There's a car that's currently behind. I think he's currently letting the Alfa Romeo pass through. So we have about to be 2 more minutes until the session ends. Mercedes still on provisional pole 121.6. Nobody's been able to beat that time so far, so Mercedes might get pole here. Okay, so now it's 2 minutes left till the session ends. Mercedes still in P1. Nobody's been able to beat that time. We have 4 drivers prior to the qualifying. I think they're just gonna wait it out until his session is over. A lot of people. Curtis still needs to set a lap time, but I think he's currently an outlet, starting his first flying lap right now. Let's go on board with the Red Bull to the final 2 corners. Not the final, the 2 corners. Good for him. He sets first sector. Yellow flag sector 1. I think that was a Mercedes who had fun. The Mercedes big. Kurt doing so good so far. Finishing purple in sector 2 is great. Overtaking possibility here. Let's see what Curtis do first. Yep. Kurt is doing so good so far. Positioning the Octaria 1.4. Really.
Don't remind me, oh shit. What?
So session qualifying is now over. So everybody's gonna be able to get their final flying lap in. Let's go on board with the McLaren. What is it gonna be? Is it going to be? It's gonna be P6 for the McLaren. You can see all the drivers are all heading to the finish line now. His teammate Windows and currently P12. That qualifying over for him. I think it's lapping that then on the final corner, but you see they are finishing their. Curtis is done with his qualifying.
It does! Look at me! Look at me, look at me!
My mic is bugging right now.
Look at me! Yeah, it does.
So that's qualifying over for everybody as we wait for the session to end. We have about 2 minutes before the actual qualifying ends.
We remembered we went crazy on this match?
So as we see, currently Mercedes is still on provisional pole. Qualifying isn't over yet, so somebody might be able to overtake him and get provisional pole. But that's gonna be unlikely, as you can see the slower cars are arriving back to the pits. So it looks like it's gonna be the Mercedes that takes pole position in Qatar. What Mercedes be able to do in the race, as we can see the top 3 are El Mas in the Mercedes, Curtis in the Red Bull, and Marco in the Ferrari. Haas doing good, beating the Red Bull in qualifying, P4 for Hennessy, and ASR Matt in P5 in the Red Bull. So as we get ready for this race, who's gonna be able to come out on top? Will it be the Mercedes? The Mercedes is doing so good, as you see in the qualifying, 200ths of a tenth faster than the Red Bull. So Mercedes has a good chance of winning. But as we all know, carnage is gonna happen within turn 1. There's gonna be a safety car probably during this race. So let's see what happens during this race, and we'll be back for the race. I guess it turns out we're gonna be in a, that's we're going full qualifying. I didn't know about this. They didn't tell me anything about it.
Wait, ooh. That was my
Okay, so we have 15 drivers trying to advance into Q3. So you can see the Mercedes made it through into Q2. He was on provisional pole. He was on pole last qualifying in Q1.
Oh shoot, there's somebody right there.
So
Right there.
you don't need to be the fastest, but you don't want to be the slowest.
Yeah, good loot, right?
So me personally, I think that the McLaren of Windows is gonna get knocked out maybe,
Go down here.
and Martin and the AlphaTauri, I think they might be. I think they will be. I'm hoping they'll be able to make it into Q3, but the performance, I think barely making it into Q. Well, they made it into Q2, but their performance was definitely slow. Is their pace good enough to be in the top 10 or better? We have a lot of fast drivers in here. I think the fastest one is currently Mercedes, Reggie.
There's people up there.
So we're gonna have to wait and see what AlphaTauri and McLaren could do, because AlphaTauri and McLaren, they have good drivers, but the pace isn't there. We know that some drivers of the racing pack are really fast, so we can see what happens next. Both Aston Martins have gotten knocked out of Q1, so that's not going to be good for them during the race. So I think the Haas is going to be starting his flying lap first. So we're just going to see what the Haas can do. On board with the Haas here. Let's go on board with them. A lot of people going to be the first flying lap we have so far the Q2 session. We're going to sit back and relax and listen to the beauty of this Ferrari powered engine. Okay, coming back, what it's going to be for the Haas is going to be, yeah, it's going to be P1 and 121.8. That's really close to the Mercedes. Mercedes has a faster time on 121.4, faster than its Q1 time. Mercedes has a high chance of getting pole position during this full qualifying. So we have everybody's 3 drivers currently setting a 121. So I think in the top 10 they're gonna have to be able. I think benchmark time might be able to. Might need a 22.22, a 122 to advance to Q3 maybe. But we see that Hennessy made contact with the driver. I think that was the AlphaTauri. What is the Haas doing? I think the Mercedes was on a lap, but what is the Haas doing? think the Haas was trying to block the Mercedes. I don't know, a bit of road rage right there, but I don't think the Haas saw him. But Hennessy and the Haas has a 5-place grid penalty for making a collision with the car, with a collision with I think it was the AlphaTauri maybe. Unless it was the Mercedes. So we're about to reach the 9-minute mark of this Q2 session. Curtis, that's a faster time. That's the first time somebody has taken pole position away from the Mercedes. Curtis with a 121.37 or 36. So we have a lot of the drivers are going to be coming into the pits, waiting for these, maybe the 4-minute session, the 4-minute mark. You can see that Mercedes retired from the session, just waiting for the race to start. He's probably putting his spot into Q3, so he's just gonna wait for the session to end. You can see the other drivers. I think Reggie's on out lap right now. I think Dirk might be starting his flying lap right now. So I think Reggie is out on the flying map. Yeah, he is. Purple in sector 1. That's gonna be good. That's good for the Williams. He did purple. I think purple in sector 1 last session, but it wasn't good enough. I think he was in P5 maybe. I think it was. So we're gonna see what Reggie can do. I'm pretty sure he's gonna advance it to Q3. He's one of the fastest drivers out there. So we're gonna see what Reggie can do as Reggie comes around the final couple corners. So into the final corner right now, you can see the pit entry on the left, on the right. I mean, so let's see what Reggie can do. As we head down into the final straight, what is he gonna be for Reggie? It is going to be P5 for him again. He was in P5 in Q1 last session, so that's not great, but that's not bad. I'm pretty sure Reggie wanted the faster lap time to feel more safer, because you see all the drivers. You see the Alfa Romeo of Y2 and Marco, both Ferrari powered cars in P4, P5. The Alfa Romeo knocking Reggie down into P6. If Reggie doesn't set a faster lap time, maybe he's not going to be able to advance it to Q3 maybe. So the slowest time is a 124. That's definitely not Q3 material, so we're gonna have to see what the drivers can do. I think we have about maybe like 5 more minutes left until the session ends. Yellow flags in sector 3. You can see it's a car probably. You can see the McLaren and the Williams. So about 5 more minutes left to go in this Q2 session as we almost done with Q2 and almost into Q3. You can see only the top 10 drivers will advance into Q3. But you can see the Williams sets of purple in second 2. but Williams is gonna come into the pits. I think something happened. He's doing really good performance too, but I don't know what happened. He's coming into the pits. I don't think. Yeah, I think he's low on fuel, so that's not pretty good for the Williams. He was on a really strong pace. I don't know why he went into the pits, but he was just gonna come into the pits. So we should be able. You should be able to see maybe two more or one more lap from Dirk. He's one of the few drivers that still haven't set a lap time yet. If he doesn't if he's not able to set a lap time yet, that's qualifying over for him, and he's gonna be starting P13, even maybe lower, if he doesn't get a lap time in. So the Mercedes, the other Mercedes, the Valtteri Bottas of Mercedes coming around into the final couple corners. Y2 retired from the session. He's going to go down to Q3. I think he might advance to Q3. Yellow flag to second 1 and 3. As you can see, I think that is the other Mercedes? No, that looks like it's the Alpine. Unless it's the it's probably the Alpine. But as you can see, what's the Mercedes going to be? You see his throttle is going a little bit crazy right there, lifting off a little bit. He's going to be P9. Making a pass making a pass of Reggie. That's not going to be good for Reggie, but we're going to see what Reggie can do as he's currently P10. He's currently in the danger zone. So 3 more minutes left to go in this Q2 session. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left. Curtis still with the fastest time. We're about to reach the 1 minute mark of the session. You can see the top 5 drivers have retired from the session, so that way they can just wait it out until the session ends. So our slowest time is a 1:23. We need to watch Dirk. I think the driver I want to look at the most is Dirk and Reggie, the 2 Williams. They've been put an outstanding performance in this qualifying day so far, but will it be good enough to advance into Q3? Dirk can validate his laps. That looks like it's gonna be qualifying over for him, unless he's just gonna start on his. I think he's starting on his. Yeah, he's still on his out lap. So he's gonna be able to see the flying lap in. So we're gonna see what Dirk can do. So what you're gonna do for Dirk as you head down into the straight. Reggie's still, I think Reggie's on a flying lap too. So qualifying is now about to be over. Curtis keeps his P1, so that looks like he's gonna stay in advance of Q3. It's only a few drivers on track right now, but we're gonna see what Dirk can do since he's only one of the 2 drivers who still haven't had a lap time yet with the Alpine 2 of Nick. So we're going to see what both drivers can do. If they don't get a good lap time, that's qualifying over for them, and they're going to have to wait until the race starts. goes. Dirk comes around onto the final straight. What it's gonna be for Dirk? Um, it is going to be his first and final lap. So what it's gonna be? It's going to be a P10. Knocks Reggie out. Reggie gets out of qualifying. That's not good for him. But the Williams knocks, just barely passes through into Q3. So close. Good and bad job for Williams, as one of the drivers got knocked out, but hey, at least they still have one driver into Q3. So our top three are Red Bull, Mercedes, and the Haas. So we'll be back for another qualifying in Q3. So we'll see you then. Legacy, well, guys, we're in Q3 now. As the drivers should start their first flying lap. You can see a lot of drivers. There's a train of F1 cars right now, so we're gonna see. I think they all want to go to slipstream to see who can take pole. The Mercedes taking the long penalty lap. That's using MotoGP, not using Formula One, but. You know, if you wanted to take a detour, then go ahead. Nobody's gonna stop you unless it's the FIA.
No, I am. Okay. You let me. How dare you? You're so mean. What you
We have about 10 minutes left to go in this Q3 session as we're gonna head on to the race. I'm really tired to commentate a lot in this Q3 session. I'm probably gonna be very energetic when the race starts, because there's not a lot of things that happen during Q3 except for qualifying laps. If something does exciting happen in the Q3, that's gonna be really amazing. But I'm just gonna show you straight up, guys. I am bored of this Q3 session, even though it barely just started. I'm just trying to get to the race and wait, see all the drama happens. I think we have 20 laps in this Qatar race. It's gonna be a night race definitely, so we're gonna see what happens during the race.
It's not even fair,
There is a gap, but it's not a big gap between the guy that is the fastest and the guy that is the slowest. I think the slowest time we had so far was at 127. That was set by the Aston Martin, but I think we had slower on 128. But we're gonna see what the drivers can do. So I think we have Red Bull that's gonna be the first one to set a final lap or set a time, and what is it gonna be? It is going to be a 121.5 by ASR Matt, but you can see the Hasser there in the background. What is it gonna be for him? He's gonna go. Nope, he's gonna start his first flying lap. Never mind, my bad. So you can see all the other drivers setting the lap time. The 4 hours set the fastest time of 121.5, but the Red Bull sets the fastest time. Curtis sets 121.5.156. So we're gonna have to see what the other drivers can do, as we have about 8 more minutes left to go in the session. A faster time has been set by El Mas by a 121.059. It's definitely possible to get into the 120s, but we're gonna have to see what happens.
Help me, I'm gonna die. Somebody help me.
So Dirk advances his way. Dirk barely was able to make it into Q3, almost getting knocked out by a couple of the other drivers, but he's into Q3 and let's see what the Mercedes can, or it's not the Mercedes, the Williams can do. So he's gonna start his. Did he start a lap? Yes, he's gonna start. It's gonna be P6 for him right now. I think he said faster lap time. So as we see the drivers all getting ready to start their next flying lap. So they're gonna come into the pits, get a refuel, charge up their ERS, and then head back out for the final lap. So about about to be 6 more minutes left until this session ends. So we have a lot of cars are in the pits right now. I think the Alpine is the only one that's setting a lap right now. Let's see what he's going on right now. Or the Alpine, what position is he going to be doing? He's going to be P5. Getting a high position in the McLaren and the Alpine. So we have about, not the Alpine, the Williams. So we're going to have about 5 more minutes left in this final qualifying before you head down into the night race at Qatar.
Oh my god!
The Alpine is low on fuel, so he's gonna have to jog his way back into the pits, get refuel, and go on for the one more final flying lap. But as you can see, the Mercedes looks like it's gonna take a pole position. about 4 more minutes left in this Q3 session, this time qualifying. So a lot of cars are in the pits right now. We don't have anybody that's currently going on a flying lap right now. I don't know about Windows. Um, so we're gonna see what he can do. Hopefully he doesn't spin out, and he might be able to go into P5. Maybe into P5, maybe. But he says purple in sector 1, so that's really good for him. This track is very, very difficult to get used to. You're not used to high tracks like these. So the chances of somebody spinning out or going over the white line is very possible. I just hope that doesn't happen in the race, or that would be commentator's curse. But so not that much drama happening during this Q2 session. We have about 3 more minutes left until the session ends. 2 minutes 12 seconds until the session ends. Nope, and that's the McLaren spinning out. So 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go in this Q2 session. Mercedes is still on pole. Session is about to be over as we head down into the final minute of the session. Everybody wants to get the lap time since we have Y2 and Hennessy still not being able to set a lap time. But as we know, when Hennessy started to be able, Hennessy is going to be cut down 5 positions for making contact with another driver. So this is their final flying lap before the session is over. You can see the McLaren window is getting a draft from his teammate Liam. So let's see what he can do. The whole time we have is a 1:36. That's not time you will see here. And it's not about these. That's qualifying over for him as he can just dive into the wall. A purple first sector for El Mas provisional pole is still his. Let's see what happens next. Nobody has said a faster lap time movement. The closest one he has so far is in Q2 of Curtis. Almas has a faster time of 1:21.031. 120. Curtis has a faster time. The provisional board is now his. Unbelievable. That just came out of nowhere. Curtis sets provisional board. he's on pole position. On the final lap, Curtis hits a faster time, not good for Elmas. He thought he was gonna get pole, but it's actually gonna be Curtis. He's got into the 120, so it is definitely possible, but that came out of nowhere. Curtis' performance came out of nowhere. His pace was unbelievable. So I saw people in the Discord server, in the BP server, saying that Max was gonna get pole position, but Curtis proved them all wrong. It's gonna be the Red Bull that takes pole position in Qatar as we head down into the race. So we'll be back when the race starts, and we'll be there to see how the car is chopping. Hello guys, welcome to the 29.5 race in Qatar. As we can see, everybody's currently on the formation lap right now as we're gonna wait for everybody to get to the good slot. As we know, the Qatar is it's a very hot track, so warming your tires is gonna be fairly easy. So we're just gonna wait until the formation lap is over, and then we'll be back to racing. Okay, as we get ready for the race, we can see all the drivers lining up to the grid stop. What is going to be, who's going to be coming out of the first corner. Everybody getting ready to get red. They're going to start revving up their engines, want to warm up the tires. What just happened is the Mercedes, I think I don't know what happened to the Mercedes. What is the Mercedes doing? I think everybody is leaving the session because you think we're going to restart it. Yeah. A lot of people, I think, yeah, they left the session. No? Maybe? PP?
Alan, you know what this is?
Yeah, I think we're gonna restart the session, so I'm just gonna wait for the invite. So we'll be back when the race restarts. We're back in nighttime, boys, for Qatar.
Alan, they have a
We're gonna
gun.
have the formation lap in a way.
Gun. I want to get it. Shoot the neighbor.
No, I thought we were gonna have the formation lap turned off, as some people said, but I guess we're gonna keep it on.
I'm gonna go like.
So everybody's gonna be warming up the tires. Qatar, now it's nighttime, so the track is gonna be a little bit cold. It's still fairly gonna be warm, because Qatar is a very hot place. But we're gonna see what the drivers can do as we finish with the I'll be back with the formation lap finishes.
What?
Back at it again at Qatar. We're gonna go 3 lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Let's lights out and away we go. We head down into turn 1. Red Bull gets a good lead off the start. As you can see, all the drivers, the Red Bull of ASMR trying to go down, trying to go around the outside of the Mercedes. No carnage yet, but I think we have carnage now, and that it looks like I think somebody might have gone off. That's Williams that's gone off. Alfa Romero hitting the sponsor, but as only one driver has gone off so far, and that is good as for this season. So we keep it, we bang wheels, but keep it clean, and that is the Alfa Romero going off the track, and that is also the Haas. Mercedes, the Williams trying to go around the outside, and the Alpine gets the move done. And here's the Haas too, and here's the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin trying to overtake the Williams. Alpine pushes him off the track. That's going to be looked at by the stewards, but so far the McLaren, the Red Bull leads as we're still in the first lap. So here's the Mercedes trying to overtake the Alpine and the Alfa Romero as we head on to the long straight. Like I said, the overtake is very positive, is very good here. Side by side, this is not going to be good for either driver. Who's going to be that's going to come on the front? Is there Mercedes that's going to come on the front? Maybe, nope. Yep, it's going to be the Mercedes that comes to the front. Curtis has a 5.7 128. Dirt comes with the pits. And I think he was the one that had split out on the first time, like coming out of the first corner. Williams and Haas going side by side. They're making wheels. They make more contact. Haas trying to come back. He gets a slip here. No DRS in this track. Only one DRS zone. So what is it going to be? Is it going to be for the Haas? Is he going to try to dab that inside? Nope. He's going to try to go around the outside. They bang wheels but keep it clean as we head down into the finishing of the first sector, coming down into the second sector. Here's the Aston Martin 2. They might go 3-car battle, maybe 4-car even. Into the second lap as you see a whole train of cars. So it looks like the Haas has made a move on the Williams. I think it's able to take P7, but here's the Aston Martin 2 trying to get on the Williams. Gear arrest enabled, but that's not going to be available until they get to the next lap. And Aston Martin breezes past the Williams, but I think he might have locked up the rear brake, so I think he might have slided through the first corner. And here's the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes gonna go 3-car battle here, 4-car maybe. As you can see, they're all keeping each other very close. Here's the Alfa Romeo. He's gonna try to overtake the Mercedes and the Williams, and that's not gonna be possible. And here's the other Aston Martin of noise. He's gonna run the outside as we head out down into his left and right hander. He gets the move done, and here's the Alpine 2. And here's the Mercedes. They're all 3-second time penalty for TIG in the Mercedes. I think that's multiple warnings for going off the track. It goes off the track again. The perfect chance for Noise to overtake the Mercedes. Leaving the silk shade for the Williams 2. So let's see what happens. Mercedes trying to overtake the Williams. They're going to make contact, banging the wheels. And here's the Alfa Romeo 2 4-car battle. It's like Austria 2022. Are we gonna go we're going 3 wide right now. Or are they gonna go 4 wide? It looks like the Aston Martin is up in front. We're gonna go 2 wide into the first corner. Williams gets bullied off the track by the Mercedes. And here's the Alpine 2. He wants to taste of P10. It looks like the Mercedes that's currently Noise is the one that's leading. So that's good for him. And here's the Alfa Romeo. He's gonna try to overtake the Williams. See the Alpine, he's going to try to fight for P3 in the podium positions. ASR Matt, you can see him in the Red Bull right there. As we head into the final 2 corners, yellow flags to sector 2. That is the contact between the Alfa Romeo and the Williams. That's not good for Williams nor Alfa Romeo. So currently Curtis leads with a 3-second gap to the nearest car at El Mas. Reggie has retired from the session, so that's not good for Williams. Now they only have 1 car as a virtual safety car comes out. We're back racing. Okay, I guess we're gonna go yellow flags to sector 1, 2, and 3, and now only yellow flags to sector 2. Yellow flags sector 2 and 3. Okay, I think I think we're restarting the races. Everybody is leaving this session. Something happened, so we're gonna have to
Oh
check
my
back.
gosh! What is that? Is that a dinosaur? What the heck? That's the most best thing ever.
Okay, we'll be back when the race starts. I don't know what's happening. After a long time waiting for the race to start, we are back racing again in Qatar. There's the Red Bull on the outside. We're going 3 wide into turn 1. As you can see, Curtis is still leading ASR Matt. You can see ASR Matt right there. That is the Alfa Romeo going off. That is Hudson. His race looks like it might be over, but he's going to make a comeback. Maybe, possibility. Mercedes going in the inside of the Ferrari. He gets to move down and he puts himself into P3. So you can see they're still going side by side. He's on board with the Alpine here as well as we watch the Ferrari and Mercedes having a battle. So Aston Martin, we're gonna go 3 wide into the straight. I think that AlphaTauri made it win off the track, so he might get a penalty, but nope, it's going to be Alpine that gets a penalty. Whoa, look at that, we're having this contact collision being made. I think somebody's gone off track, but whoa, what just happened? And McLaren just pushed those 2 cars to the track and they're still making contact. What is going on in Qatar? What happened to the McLaren? The McLaren is all going wrong today. He retires from the session, so watch it. I think it's a good idea. There's an AlphaTauri going off. The AlphaTauri's getting off track. That it looks like it's to be Henry, and he has wing damage. A virtual safety car might come out, but we're still gonna go green racing, and this Mercedes and the Aston Martin having a battle. Mercedes almost loses it into this left-right hand. That's not good for the Mercedes. What is going on in Qatar? He's losing time, he's losing speed, and there's the Haas going right past him. And here's the Williams. Mercedes of El Mas trying to catch up to ASR Matt. This lap, the DRS is going to be enabled, but it won't be used until the end of the 3rd lap. But I think he's getting the slipstream. We might be able to go for the overtake. He's going to go down the inside. Breeze is passed by the Red Bull as he takes second place is his now. So we can see his other teammate Tig is currently about to be in last place. He's about to be overtaken by the Haas. So here's the Haas overtaking on Tig. Henry with his time penalty 5 seconds. Mercedes has given up on the race. Yellow flag, sector 3 being waved. There's a 2-second gap between the Mercedes and the Alpha and the Mercedes. As we head into lap 4 of this 29 lap race, I think. more. There's not that much battles going on right now. So you see the Alpine catching up to the Williams though. We'll see if, as you know, a lot of drivers have spun during this race. So let's hope that doesn't happen for the rest of the race. And hope we have some good battles.